What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Imperfect Action Show. I'm one of your hosts, Dizzle Speaks, and I'm here with the artist. I'm super excited to have this conversation. We're going to talk about mindset, which you guys know I love mindset. As an empowerment coach, it's important that we put ourselves in position mentally before we put ourselves in position physically. And we're going to be talking about some money manifestation. So give it up for the artist joining us today. Hello, sir. How are you? Hey, okay,
I'm
energy.
doing well. I'm doing very well. Doing very well. I'm 6 feet above, so anything after that is a win.
Listen, there you go. We put some shoes on, we might be nine. So I'm with you.
Okay. Okay.
So why don't you tell the people who you are, where you from, give us a little background on the artist.
Absolutely. So, to those that don't know me, I am honored to share space with you. I am artist the 25th, and I am talking to you from Nashville, Tennessee currently. This is my hometown, and this is where a lot of my story began and was built. So, I am currently 30 years young, and I would like to share just a little story with you guys. So, I want to take this a step back, and this is for the viewers. So, could you raise your right hand? Can you raise it as high as it'll go? All right, boom. Now, thank you for that exercise. Now, I want you to take that same right hand and raise it just a little bit higher. Boom, boom. So let me ask you this. Why did you not you feel free to put it down.
Okay.
Exercise complete. Exercise complete. So for our listeners, our facilitators, everyone sharing this space with us, why did you not raise your hand the highest it could go when I initially asked you? And that question is going to lead us to today's talking topic, which is mindset growth and mindset development. So, as individuals, we all have a innate ability to stay within our comfort zones. So, you asked me who I was and what I do and how I got here. I was a professional barrier breaker, if you will. So, in these 30 years of youth, I have had more jobs than age. I have been fired from every single one of them. And I have about just as many mugshots to accompany those fires and things of that nature. And I share this with you all to bring it all together. So the exercise of us raising our hand and me spending almost 30 years doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. So what my biggest challenge during those 30 years, it was myself. I literally accomplished everything that I set out to accomplish and a lot more, but it wasn't hitting that spot, if you know what I mean.
Mm,
And the only reason being was me, purely just me. So one day I sat down and I wrote all of my problems, my challenges, my obstacles. And what I noticed is that the common denominator between all of these things, which I was perceiving not to be going right, was connected by me. I
mm,
was the common denominator between that job I was fired from, that project I failed at, that relationship I failed in. It was all a reflection of me, how I thought about myself and how I felt about myself. So again, going from having more jobs than years on earth to this exercise of why we didn't raise our hand as high as we possibly could when we had the initial opportunity to being right here speaking with you guys right now. It is all a journey of the mindset. And that's what we're here to talk about.
yeah.
So, a little bit more about myself. I am a manifestation coach and I help creatives, entrepreneurs, small business owners, one, find out what their divine passion is. We can be talented in tons of things, but if you are not fulfilling your purpose, what you were placed here to do, you might be wasting a little space. I'm not the one to tell you that, but those, those inner feelings will definitely let you know if what you're doing is fulfilling or not. So we want to, one, make sure that you are fulfilling your purpose, and two, we're going to show you how to monetize your mental money or your intellectual property. So I'm pretty sure we all have good ideas, right? You have good ideas sometimes, right?
Mhm.
I
Sometimes
mean,
too many.
you see what I'm saying? So it's like we always have these great ideas around so many things. So how is it that I can have such a flow of great ideas and that same flow of greatness is not reflected in my daily reality?
Right.
The only separation between those good ideas and my reality is how I'm thinking about or how I am perceiving one or the other. So, again, we assist you with finding your divine purpose, and then two, if you see it fit, we help you craft a business around said purpose, so it doesn't feel like work because you're doing what you love, and what you love provides you with a lifestyle that you see fit, whether that is a busy bee or a relaxed turtle at the beach. Is your choice.
I
So
love
those are the things that we focus on. We do have supplementary services that are focused around marketing, communication, and life coaching. Because again, we want you to be your best self. We want you to be your most authentic, the most genuine, the very best, brightest version of you that you could be,
it. Okay.
because one, that genuinely fulfills me. I love helping people find and fulfill their purpose and bring their dreams to fruition. So a win for you is the Super Bowl for me.
Yeah.
And outside of that, I really, really enjoy building connection, because I think that that is the most powerful type of currency that we have in this day and age. You can have $1 million, a million followers, but none of that could equate to a million connections.
Right.
So that is what we supply on the commercial end. There are tons of community events that we are involved with. We have a program called Other People's Plates, where we teach young children about the importance of nutrition and economic mobility through the life of a farmer, and we serve them really fancy foods.
I
So
love
if you got a little in the kitchen,
that. Right.
holler at your boy, because I definitely think it's important to feed the kids. And yeah, that is a little bit about me. I could literally bump my gums 24/7 nonstop. So I will take a moment to share the stage with you.
Yeah,
This
for sure. No, I love that. I'm a people chatty patty too, so it's all good. We have a gift. That's our gift. So I do want to go back a little bit for those who are watching, and they're thinking, okay, manifestation. We hear this word all the time. It comes in so many different forms, but some people are not really in tune with exactly what that means. They may think it's writing things down and saying it to yourself, and then all of a sudden something that you wrote down appears in front of you. So take us back to the beginning of your journey when you started looking into manifestation. What does manifestation mean to you? And how do you truly tap into manifesting what you want in your life? Like, what does that process look like? So it's a two-part question.
Absolutely. So I want to start by saying that the things that you mentioned as far as manifestation, those are actual practices, and the art of manifestation can be that simple for you if you allow it to be. So excuse me. There are no concrete rules about manifestation. From my perspective, manifestation is the art of creation.
Mm,
And as a creator, The way I may create something may be different than the way you create something. My peanut butter and jelly sandwich may look different from your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but we still have a delicious treat at the end of that meal and of that process. So, how did I get to that point of discovering the art and actually mastering the art? So, going back to our story earlier, I um I had a very interesting first quarter of life, if you will, and I really didn't see much past the age of 25. So I tried to cram everything in as quickly as possible, as intensely as possible. And it didn't click to me until the day after I turned 25. Because honestly, I thought it was like, all right, 25, we're done.
Right.
And all right, so now it's like you're 25 and a day. Now what? You have to keep going. Life is the longest thing that you'll do. So upon reflecting on something that I have been doing consecutively, I'm like, I don't like the results that I've gotten so far. I don't, this environment is not for me. What I am receiving from this environment is not for me, from the people. You know what I'm saying? Like throw the whole shit away. I don't want any pieces of it. But I had to be realistic about how things came to be. I was the key player. I was the captain. I was the author of this book. I was the narrator of this show. So I have instructed the universe and the players in said space how to respond to me. So upon realizing that I was the reason for the results, I began to seek methods and ways to provide remedy. Because in short, I messed up real big, real bad, and now I needed to win real big, real bad. And I wanted it to come right then, right now. And as we all know, certain things are not planned according to our timing, but divine timing. So I had to really sit and reflect. I couldn't just breeze through everything. I couldn't just work through everything. And okay, people are introducing new things to me. They're letting me know that I can I can achieve things with my brain. Okay, how do I do that? What does my brain do? My brain thinks thoughts. So you're telling me if I think about $1 million, I can have $1 million. Yes. But what I wasn't told was you have to put work behind that. So we know that manifestation is the art of creation, and we were created to be creators.
Mm-hmm.
So just like Erica Badu says, if we were made in his image, then call us by our names.
Right.
So that implies that we come from the same boop, that implies that we come from the same source as our creator does, meaning we have the same powers to create and do things of that nature. So, how do I create to the magnitude of the source that created me? Well, that's one I'm still figuring out. But what we figured out so far is that your thoughts have to be aligned with your actions. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say I want to make six figures this year. What actions am I taking that are aligned with that train of thought? And outside of my thoughts and actions, what environments am I in? So we are no different than a plant or a simple seed. If you take that seed and throw it in some sand or a bunch of rocks, it won't grow regardless of how it's watered or what you do to it because of the environment. You switch the environment, you get a different result. So I began working with different practices like meditation, yoga, journaling, um, therapy, you name it, I tried it. And what actually was most beneficial for me and my journey was the modalities that help me learn more about me. So things like astrology, human design, even learning about your brain. So neuro linguistic programming. So like how you talk to your brain. Your
Hmm.
brain is one of the most important organs in your system, and it's the only organ that does not have a disposal system.
Right.
So what you put in this brain is stays in there and is feeding it to the rest of your body and the rest of your energetic systems. So where was I? Where was
You know
I?
what? That's good. That's good. Let's stop right there, actually, while you gathered that thought, because you said two things that were incredibly empowering in that moment. One was about the seed and it's important to change your environment. So I wanted to go back
Yes.
to that for a minute for anyone who's watching this podcast right now and thinking, I am comfortable where I am, but I want to get out and they're still stuck. And that message is, in order to see the results that you really want and obtain something different than what you're used to, sometimes you have to start with changing your environment. And that means changing the people around you, maybe getting out of your hometown, moving to a different city, surrounding yourself with a different um, atmosphere, right? And so for me, back when I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast, a
Mhm.
big thing for me was the difference in weather, right? Because back home, it's 70% cold and gloomy in my hometown, whereas in California it's 70% sunny. That just
Yeah,
changes your mood, right? Like you want to feel, different about getting up and the sun's out and you feel energized. We know the sun is our source, right? So
right.
I think that was a very good thing to share in that moment and to let people know. And then the second thing that I wanted to go in with you a little bit on was about how you talked about our brain and it doesn't have a disposal system. So really everything that we deposit stays there and what we think really affects overall what happens in our life. So when I think of manifestation, I look at it like, yes, I'm saying these things. I want these things. I'm the artist and the creator and the things that I want, but it takes more than just thinking it. You deposit it, you
Absolutely.
have to have the output because the brain doesn't naturally have the output, is how I kind of
Absolutely.
determine what you just said in that moment.
Absolutely. And the reason I led with like the most important part about manifestation is truly knowing yourself and the vessel that you are working with is because many times we want things that we don't need. And
Right.
we will spend so much time and energy, which are thing that's a depleting force. Energy leaves quicker than it comes. So I think an important way to protect, reserve, and also place your energy in the right places is to be able to distinguish between what you want and what you need. Now, granted, you can have both, but sometimes you need to put priority over one or the other.
Mhm.
So, once I really learned about me on a cellular level, like down to the smallest aspect and how my vessel works, I was able to put my magic, my energy, my superpowers towards the things that I needed to propel me forward. So, everyone watching, you need something different and you need something specific that only you, the master chef, can cook up. Anybody can provide you with the ingredients, but that meal that is going to be fulfilling to you, that million that'll be fulfilling to you, only you can prepare and serve that dish.
Mhm.
So outside of that environment, a lot of that environment can be within. So before I could really unlock these manifestation superpowers, I simply had to give myself permission. I had
Mhm.
spent so much time in environments where that train of thought wasn't allowed, or those actions weren't allowed, or so many rules and regulations placed on me from people who weren't meant to live my life and my experience. So once I learned that I was captain of my ship, I one had to take extreme accountability. I rid myself of any and everything that was not pushing me
Mhm.
towards my goals and my divine purpose. Friends, family, certain activity, whatever it was, if it wasn't serving me, I let it go. It's a lot easier said than done, but it was worth it in the end, during and in the end. And outside of the environment piece, because environment is ever changing, you don't just stay in one spot forever, so there will always be an opportunity for you to grow through environment. What I also believe is very important is to simply give yourself permission. So oftentimes we are our biggest obstacle. How you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you view yourself when you look at your reflection. These might not be things that you think in depth about frequently, but they really make a difference in your frequency.
Right.
So if you want $10,000 a month, you need to be able to vibrate on the spectrum of $10,000 a month, because money is just a currency, it's a current, it's a frequency. So that means it's moving and it's in motion. You need to be able to get on that track, that wave, without being washed away, and you need to be able to raise your vibration. So you may have the talent, the knowledge, and the work ethic to have all the things that you say that you want and or need, and it is rightfully so yours. But if there's a piece, even the smallest piece of you, that is doubtful that you should have that or that you deserve that, you will slowly but surely get in your own way. Is not the system, it's not your ops or the haters, or
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? It's none of that. Sometimes it's just you. And I think once you get past stage one of manifestation, which is the you part, because you are a manifestation. You were once a thought, then you were in action, and
Mhm.
now you're here in fruition. So, like, once you get past that hard stage, because we judge ourselves and we do all these things to ourselves, once we push that to the side and give ourselves permission to be abundant, to be happy or healthy or safe, secure, whatever it is that you seek, I can almost guarantee you that it comes with ease, because now you have a mindset of growth. And I'd like to take a moment to segue, because that's what we're here for, is about developing a growth mindset. So I want to let you know that success is literally on the other side of your comfort zone.
Mhm.
So again, as I said, we have an innate ability to stay within our comfort zone. And our comfort zone is often built by our traumas. So for instance, if you go to touch a doorknob and it shocks you, you probably wouldn't touch the doorknob anymore, or you'd find another way. But what if on the other side of that doorknob you know, would you take the shock and go to the other side and find a creative way to break the door down? You know, like there is on the other side. But most people are comfortable in those four little walls that that door has trapped them in. And complain, since I have in my life, is doing what I want to do. That's my idea. That's me. But you're still within this circle a box. So when people say think outside the box, they're telling you outside of your comfort zone. So I urge you guys to the quickest way to manifest is through failure. The quicker you fail, the quicker you succeed. No It's just feedback. It's a lesson that you
Artist, hold on for me 1 second. I'm getting a little feedback, so I wonder if it's on my side or not. Sometimes my Wi-Fi is a little shaky.
do I stay? I go? Let me know. All right, I'm gonna stay till it's like 30 minutes. Then I'm gonna leave. What are you doing?
All right, y'all. This is technology. This is real life. This is sometimes
Hey,
what happens when you go live. You deal with live technology. I don't know what in the world happened with the Wi-Fi. It completely cut out, and I had to restart everything. So we are back. Imperfect Action Show with artists. We'll see if we can get him back on the stream as well.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just can't see you.
Okay.
So this is how y'all take imperfect action. You just figure it out. We
So
were
can
literally in
you
the
see me
thick of.
now?
I can't see you. I can still hear you though. So it might be your connection.
Oh, I got all my bars.
Yes. Let me see. Hold on. Let me try to enter the studio from another place. This is so interesting. Let's see.
And you still don't see me?
I see you now. You're just a little blurry. I can't tell if it's my connection or not because I'm clear on my end.
Same, same.
Interesting. Okay, let's do this. Hold on one second. Let me log in and see what we're seeing live. So again, y'all, if y'all here watching, we are live on the Imperfect Action Show and figuring out technology in a moment. Okay, so if I'm looking at it, I can see myself clear, but you're frozen.
Let me leave and I'll come.
Okay. All right, y'all. So listen, this is a pure example of how you take imperfect action. When things go left, you figure out how to steer them right. You make it work. So as we wait for the artist to get back on and see if he's able to connect with his Wi-Fi, give us a moment. We'll talk through. We're talking about mindset and money manifestation. So if you're currently someone who you're thinking about all these things that you want to do, you want to manifest some, six figures in your business, or you want to manifest a healthier lifestyle. We were leading up to it's partly manifesting, right? That's a part of it. You have to speak it into existence and really want it. But the other piece of that is actually taking the actions behind the thing that you want to do. So it doesn't just happen by speaking it in. It doesn't just happen by saying you want to do it or writing it down in a notebook or lighting some sage or turning on some music and sitting in silence and doing yoga. Like all those things are necessary, but it also requires you to take the action steps to make it happen. So that's what we were landing on. We'll see if we can get the artist back on the stream. Okay, let's see if this works.
Is this working at all?
I can hear you. You're clear. I don't hear any static or anything. I just can't see you.
Okay, we're almost there, guys. We're going to work it out for you, guaranteed. Wow. And I am the least camera
Person.
man. Come on, G. Like y'all gonna embarrass me in front of my friends?
Right. It's all good. This is a moment in imperfect action, so it's all good.
Okay.
So yeah, I can see you. I see the little icon. I just don't actually see you. So maybe you got to turn the camera on your device, or you want to.
They're both on.
Interesting.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me see some. No. Yeah, it says everything is on. I'm in my settings now. Front camera. Here my camera. Back camera.
All right, we're gonna try this one more time, and if we cannot, we will just we'll reschedule the live. with artists so we can get it working. So let's see if we can get him back on. Okay, looks like we might have win.
Are we good?
We're good.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
good. There you go.
Okay. Come
All
on.
right,
Let's
we're
just
back. We're back. We're back, y'all. Listen, hey, that's live for you. This is what happens. It's real life. This is technology. You work through the challenges and you still make it work. So we're gonna hop right back in. We're gonna hop right back into we were right before the live went off. You were talking about I think we were talking about the brain and how things stay in the deposit. So just pick up where you left off if you can remember, or we can just pick up where you.
absolutely. And I will actually use um our current situation and current topic to bring this full circle. So we are here on the Imperfect Action Show, and I do believe that is what creates success. You have to take action that creates momentum, and success is like muscle memory. It's built off of momentum, is built off of the previous action. So, how do you take imperfect action to succeed in life and in business so that you may grow your business or your passion projects to create the life that you see fit? And again, it starts with your thought. You have to take imperfect action on your biggest machine, your biggest tool. This noggin right here, it creates reality. It
Mhm.
creates reality. So the world you experience first begins here. So we as individuals have the power to create new neural pathways. So, like how we have habits, like we just do things certain ways. That's usually how we get stuck in loops. That's how we self sabotage. That's how we get in our own way.
Right.
You have the power to say, hey, brain, I would like a new result from X, Y, or Z. So let's try this different input. Let's try a different person, a different situation, a different scenario. And just by taking that imperfect action and deciding to think a new thought, you can now generate a new action. And that new action can give you a new result. And again, this process is imperfect. You have to fail your way to success, but that is your most valuable teacher.
Yes.
So, a chef appreciates the stove, but only after he burns his hand, you
There you
know? And we all had to learn it was hot one way or another.
go. Right.
So, when we think about imperfect action, when we think about using our mind to create the lifestyle or just the reality that we want, and how does manifestation work its way into that? So, as we stated earlier, manifestation is simply the art of creation, and you can create in any way, shape, form that you see fit. So, whatever life you want to have, whether it is a Fortune 500 business owner, a well kept wife, or a Brady bunch of kids, you can do it all. You can do it all in one. You can have it your way, Burger King style. But you have to think about what it is that you want, and you have to put action behind the thought. And after the thought and action, you just have to refine. That
Mhm.
is the process. So I'll take tying your shoe, for instance. You tried it, something didn't work, you took note of it, you probably learned about it, asked somebody, YouTubed it, then you went and tried the new process until you could tie your shoes without even looking down. You ready to hit that ground running. So before I turn it over, I do want you guys to know that you have the absolute control and power to dictate how your life flows and where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has that control but you. It starts with your head, it leads to your heart, and hopefully it travels down to your feet so that you may take imperfect action in the now. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have the past, you don't have the future. All you have is this moment. And if you focus on being your most authentic self, you show up as your most genuine, most authentic, kindest, caringest, whatever you choose to be person at that moment, you have an opportunity to create new pathways, new opportunities, things of that nature.
Right. So let's say for somebody who's like, okay, I have this thought of the lifestyle that I want or how much I want to make in my business. I know what that looks like, but they still have the mindset that they can't manifest it, right? They have a hard time breaking through that. What's like the first, like, let's say 3 tips that you would give to someone who's trying to get out of their own way to start manifesting the things that they want? What should they do? Is the secret in their morning routine? Is there a specific book they should pick up and read? Because we know you said it starts with you. Like that's the first,
Mhm.
all internal. It's you. But how do they what's the prescription for starting?
Okay, so going off of the example of prescription,
Mhm.
when in medicine, you cannot prescribe remedy until you know what the ailment is.
Right.
And there's no different in business or in life. So before you can prescribe a book or a meditation or an exercise, you really need to understand what is going awry in your world and why. So, number one, I would recommend performing a SWOT analysis
Mm.
on yourself. So, what am I super strong at that most people aren't? You
Right.
know, these are my strengths. I'm super good at listening. I'm super phenomenal at organization. I'm always on time. You know, put them together and you can turn to the people that know you best. You know, turn to your partner, turn to that coworker that you spend 12 hours a day with, or your business partner, your best friend, people who get to see you in imperfect action.
Mhm.
Ask them, like, hey, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are some opportunities that you think I have that you don't see me capitalizing on? What are some of my threats? And I guarantee you, you'll get exceptional feedback because everyone loves to share their opinion. So again, go to the 5 closest people to you and say, "Hey, you got 4 to 5 minutes to talk, and spend 2 minutes on each letter. So two for the S, two for the W, two for the O, two for the T. A SWOT analysis, and put them on a timer and let them know nothing you say can hurt my feelings. It can only help me improve for XYZ, whatever it is that I'm trying to do." And I guarantee you, these people will they gonna give it to you just like they talking about Beyonce or Fenty or Drake or something. Because again, people love to share opinions and observations. You're just using them for your advantage. So
Yeah.
number one, do a SWOT analysis so you can get a clear snapshot of what's going on here. Okay, I thought you were gonna say something.
No, you good.
No. Number two, after you have identified, I would say the next step is to analyze. And when you spend time analyzing something, it needs to be quick and concise because many of us get stuck in analysis paralysis. We
Mhm.
spend so much time analyzing such a small detail or a small facet of something larger that we never get anything done. So when we're going through analyzing, it's like, okay, these are my strengths. This is how I can show them.
Mhm.
These are my weaknesses. This is how I can improve on them. These are my opportunities. I can capitalize on one, two, and three right now. These are my threats. This is how I can make them work for me. Because you just got a playbook of what's going on in your world, whether it is financial, emotional, spiritual. You just got your SWOT analysis. You know where you're strong at, weak at, your opportunities, and your threats. So now you have analyzed, this is the best game plan. I need to do X, Y, and Z. Because in your heart of hearts, you know what's best for you and what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just don't have the strength or the accountability or the discipline. Because I will even argue and say that you have the strength. You woke up. So if you woke up, if you started the race, you had the courage to start the race, you have the strength to finish the race. So if you woke up, you got the strength to do what you need to do. You just lack accountability and you lack discipline. Things of those natures, which are characteristics that can be built. So after you have performed your SWOT analysis and you've taken time to create a game plan, and this could be something as simple as a power list. I'm gonna create 5 things that I must complete to win the day. And these aren't small things like walk the dog, send an email. These are transformational things like I want to change a life with my business, or I want to make so much money so I can feed a bunch of kids in North Nashville or North Philly or North Hollywood, wherever it may be. Your purpose has to be bigger than you. So SWOT analysis, a game plan that is simple. It don't have to be, exaggerated, just a simple game plan, because the last part is the hardest part, which is creating discipline and or accountability. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to be an extreme, for number 3, you need to be an extreme owner. Take
Mm-hmm.
extreme ownership of your life, your situation, the outcomes, your business. And once you realize that every output is a result of your input and you are taking ownership of this, there's nobody to blame but you. There's nobody to celebrate but you, because you took extreme ownership over both of these outcomes, if you will. And lastly, just the fourth one to add in there, again, going back to your environment, we have the identify, which is the SWOT. We have the analyze with a game plan. And I would say last is to express. You want to be able to express yourself in a way that is natural to your vessel,
Mm-hmm.
but that is also aligned with the things that you see fit. So, for example, you want to make $10,000 monthly. Where are the individuals who are doing that? What are they talking about? What are they learning? What are their disciplines? And not saying that you have to go out and be someone else, but a lot of these game plans, if you will, are already put in place for us to execute. We just don't have the discipline to commit to the journey or the plan,
Right.
because we live in a very instant gratification world, and a lot of people expect things to happen immediately or overnight. But to become a master in something, you have to put in 10,000 hours.
100%.
Now, 10,000 hours may sound like a lot, but that's really just 4 hours a day. So if you wanted to be a guitar hero or a professional skateboarder or a model, or whatever your passion is, you need 4 dedicated hours a day, 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you really commit to that? So if you want that 6 or that 7 figure business model, again, SWOT yourself. Find out where you need to be, what industry is truly for you, so you can avoid things like burnout and fatigue and having to restart and rebrand because you found your purpose early. And from there, put your seed in a nutrient rich environment. So put your seed where it will be watered, where will have sunshine, where people will tend to the weeds. And I mean, of course, you would do the same. But those are the three plus one tips that I would give a beginning entrepreneur. And I know a lot of times people are looking like, what are the business hacks? What are the, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are the real cheat codes?
Right.
Those cheat codes mean nothing if you haven't beaten the first game, which is self. If you haven't figured out those cheat codes to self, I could put $1 million in your hand right now, and I'm almost certain that you would jack it because you don't have the mindset or the discipline to maintain it.
100%. That's good. That's good. So to quickly recap that for y'all, if you didn't catch it, what you need to do based on artist profession and diving deep into manifestation with his clients is a SWOT analysis of yourself. So your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And I put SWOT like it was a SWAT team in the chat. So take that A and turn it to an O. It's opportunities, y'all.
Yeah,
Create
yeah, yeah.
a game plan. Create a game plan for your life and what you see and what you want to do. Be accountable and be disciplined because you have to put the action behind the thoughts. Express yourself and then plant your seed in a place where it can be nourished and nurtured by your community and by you and your community, and they can help you through the process. So make sure you get around the right environment for that to grow. Man, that
Absolutely.
was good. So tell us where we can find you for more information. How do we work with the artists? If I'm at home, I have an online business, I want to be a coach. I know that there's things I want to manifest in my business to make six figures, but I need some more help. How can we find you and work with you?
Absolutely. So for all of those who are socially active, you can find me at Artist the 25th, ARTISTTHE 25TH. And that is across all platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and whatever else you cool kids are using. You can find me there under that name. And if you are interested in working with us, if you are interested in growing your already existing business or starting a new business that is centered around your passion, that teaches you how to monetize your mental money, so taking your ideas out of your head, putting it in your pocket, which I believe we would all enjoy, you can find me at whatyoudoing.com. Well, let me get those locks out the way. WHAYDOOIN. What are you doing? Because that's the first question I'm gonna ask you. What are you doing? You know, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your business? Are you ready to take action? Are you ready to make imperfect action? Because none of us are perfect. So again, you can catch me at Artist the 25th, whatyoudoing.com. Send me a DM, an email, a personal message. I guarantee that I will get back to you within the same day. We have online communities where you can come and plant your seed and be surrounded around like-minded individuals who want to grow and achieve some of the same things that you do. We have online courses so that you could learn this material and so much more. Because again, I ain't even get on the boat to tip the iceberg to begin to tell y'all what we have to offer. Because I could talk all day. But we have online
You got to
community.
get connected to get the details. You got to
Oh,
get connected.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. The online communities, the text groups where we just really just dump tons of gems for free. The online courses where you can learn this information and so much more at your own speed. And we also do live workshops in 3 locations at the moment. We have Phoenix, Arizona, Denver, Colorado, and Nashville, Tennessee. And we do these workshops quarterly, and these workshops are focused around healing and getting some money, because those are the two things that we enjoy. We want to heal the inside and bag the outside.
I love that. Y'all heard it here first. You want to heal the inside and bag the outside. I love that. I'm gonna take that with me.
Please
Thank
do.
you, artist. Listen, that was great. We worked with some technical difficulties, but a lot of great information. So if you are currently looking to manifest in your business and your personal life and change the you within and really get to your purpose, make sure y'all get in touch with the artist. There's another episode of the Imperfect Action Show where we talk to 6, 7, 8-figure earners about how they take imperfect action in their business. So go out there, be great, be well, be amazing. We're out.
Peace.